All right, when you talk real estate, everybody wants to know what's happening with the dream homes, the high-end stuff, but also the marketplace. Joining us on the show, he's an award-winning realtor, great friend of the show, Seth O'Byrne. Good to have you here, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about that luxury market. It's kind of a fun topic of conversation, but it's also a very different market from what we see in just your traditional medium price real estate. What's happening up there?
Yeah, so it's been an interesting time for San Diego. I think we've seen the convergence of two things, right? So San Diego right now is an international market, and we have this new kind of excitement and energy from the international community that is pushing some of these ultra premium luxury listings out the door and getting them sold quickly in San Diego, which they'd have a harder time 10 years ago. At the same time, I do think we're seeing a little bit of a slowing of the luxury market. I don't think trade wars are helping us. Fear of interest rates does affect buyer psychology. So I think those things are interesting. But I think in general, super prime, ultra perfect luxury real estate in San Diego is selling just as quick, if not quicker, than ever.
Well, you have the median home price where we've heard the low inventory thing now for years. You put the home on the market, it's going to sell. When you get to the higher price range, you're talking smarter dollars in a different marketplace altogether. So tailoring an actual marketing plan and a strategy around it, I think, is the real key ingredient. And honestly, I've been traveling the country for the last couple of years launching the show. We handpicked the best realtors in every city. I've never met a better marketer of real estate than what this guy does. Great guy to follow on social media just because it's interesting and entertaining. But talk to me about properties and marketing them. I know you have some on the market right now. I mean, take us up the coast.
Yeah, so almost to the very end of Point Lomas Peninsula, which I think is one of the more interesting coastal land masses in San Diego. It juts right out into the ocean. On one side is the San Diego Bay overlooking Coronado downtown. On the other side is the Pacific Ocean and Sunset Cliffs, which is some of the best surfing beaches in San Diego. So you've got access to yachting, boating, downtown lifestyle, urban retreat stuff, and then you've got the ocean right there. We've got a property, 3516 Hugo, which is very cool. And this property is in Fleet Ridge 2, which means the views are fully protected, which is a big deal. And the views are as close to a postcard of San Diego as you could ever get, sub $2 million. You know, this property is super cute. It's very approachable. I think it's a very friendly beach house, but it has all the modern conveniences you would want. It's got this very nautical, cool kitchen setup, but the views are absolutely incredible. You know,
now, it's viewing towards the downtown?
Yeah, you just
described Point Loma in a really interesting way. You really do have on the one side of it Sunset Cliffs, Ocean Beach, beachy style. On the other side of it, you got that yacht style downtown living. Both are close. This is viewing.
You're
downtown.
probably looking at $3 or $4 billion in yachts from your kitchen.
Wow.
All of the downtown high-rises, including amazing, incredible new ones like Bosa's Pacific Gate and the park in Balboa Park, you know, shimmering windows of downtown, the Coronado, Mexico to the south, and the Coronado Islands, and you can see the largest yachts really on the American West Coast come through the main waterway. So, I mean, the view is insane.
In Point Loma, you're close to everything. So take us up the coast.
Yeah.
Right? What else you got?
So we've got a lot of great properties, but one of them that I love, which is a really cool property, I think, I believe it's the largest home on the Sea Cliff in Encinitas. It is just about 9,700 square feet, almost a 10,000 square foot, three-story house. Enormous home, very stately, but from the exterior, kind of similar to that property in Point Loma, it's got this Cape Cod vibe, so it's very approachable. So, you know, if you want 10,000 square feet and 7 bedrooms and, you know, 74 feet of ocean frontage with very nearby access to the sand, this is great. But from the outside, it's kind of a sleeper. You wouldn't know that it was so incredible. But from the Sea Cliff, every surfer in Encinitas knows this house. It's famous.
So how do you capture the story of that house, which you just described very authentically here, and how do you create that story and get it out to potential buyers? Earlier you were talking about international buyers. How do we create the story and how do we get it out?
So I think that the beach lifestyle is really romantic, right? And I think when you think beaches, you think one of two things, right? You think this kind of romantic vibe between two people who buy this little home for their life.
Definitely in Encinitas.
Definitely in Encinitas. We thought family. So we actually worked with a local talent agency and created a video where it was a daughter waking up the father in the bedroom in the morning. The sun was just coming up, and he's teaching her how to surf at the beach right in front of the house.
Wow.
And it was fun. We put a really cool filter on it. It was very emotional. It was evocative. It was a very different way of showcasing, an almost $10 million property. But we thought that the buyer of a Cape Cod property like this that has 7 bedrooms is probably a family-focused person. So we crafted the marketing around that.
I absolutely love that, man. It's just so many agents these days just create this cookie-cutter plan that their corporation told them how to do, and they're not tailoring it. I think what you called it years ago is bespoke marketing.
Yeah.
And that's years ago. You've coined this thing, and now people are trying to catch up with you as you're blazing new trails. And then you got this property that I saw on social media, which is ridiculous. It's a winery.
Manzanita Ridge Winery.
Yeah, so finish us off with that one.
Yeah, so we just priced it at $2.25 million. This property's on 9 acres.
Outrageous,
no,
right? I mean, $2.25 million.
So this, I joked when we first released the property, the wine that is produced on this vineyard, which is part of the property that's for sale, which you can keep or not keep the vineyard, but it's there.
Wow.
It produces more gold medals than Shaun White. Just think about that, right? I mean, it has so many gold medals for its primarily Zinfandels. You don't realize this, but actually Southern California produces incredible wine. Mm-hmm. Manzanita Ridge probably has the best. And we have an amazing Tuscan, very old world home for sale with fountains and secret gardens and walking trails. And you can, if you're a beekeeper, there's a place for your bees. It's on an amazing promontory in Escondido. It's every bit as luxurious as Rancho Santa Fe, but because it's where it is, in this area off a street called Lotus Pond, you can't see any neighbors. Mm-hmm. So if you want to check on your grapes naked, I've got a great house for you.
Naked grape checking.
Which is
Watch out for the bees, though.
We never put that in the MLS. but I think, yeah, look out for the bees. But I think it's amazing. It's 9 rolling hills. It's absolutely stunning. Everyone who's looked at the property is seeking, to have access to the beach in San Diego, but 25 minutes inland, you can't see a soul. So
very private.
Very private. It's a great place, I think, for a fast-paced CEO, someone who's a hardworking person who goes, you know what? By the time I get home from work, I want to turn off the world and live in my own kingdom.
Yeah.
With amazing wine as well.
Fascinating. We got to get you back on the show because I want to know who ends up buying these amazing properties.
Yeah.
Seth O'Byrne, luxury specialist, Sotheby's. Always good to have you on the show, man.
Thank you.
More of the American Dream coming up next. All right, welcome back to the American Dream. One of our favorite guests who truly empowers the very mindset of the American Dream. Good friend, Grant Cardone. Grant, welcome to the show.
Always good to see you, man. Dream big, baby.
Yeah, what do you think of those people who say the American Dream is dead?
Well, look, they're dead. They're dead. They quit. They lost too many times. You mounted up too many losses. I know, I've been there. I gave up on my dreams because I mounted up so many losses, and I was surrounded by so many people like me that I gave up on the dream. And a guy told me one day, he's like, look, dude, if you don't work, if you don't show up, if you don't push, the dream will not show up for you.
Yeah, so that's the truth, man. The moment we stop dreaming is the moment I think we are dead, right?
And you got to keep showing up every morning. So I know a lot of people out there just, want to look at the bathroom mirror and say they're going to be rich or they're going to be happy or they're going to be married and they're going to get the beautiful girl or the beautiful guy. But you got to show up in the right places. You got to take action, and you got to be willing to give up some stuff.
When you say show up, what do you mean?
I mean, you have to leave your bedroom. You have to leave your living room. You have to leave your address. You might have to leave your city. I've had to leave beautiful San Diego. I lived there for 13 years. I had to leave there. The beauty of San Diego and the La Jolla coastline, I had to leave there to find my wife, to have my kids, to write books, to literally grow my business.
Let's talk about those books, Grant. So you got a new one, How to Create Wealth Investing in Real Estate. This is a new book you just put out there?
Yep. Can't buy it anywhere. The only way you can get it is right here, okay? All you do is handle the shipping. Any of your audience handles the shipping. I'll handle the book. So they can go to, I think it's cardonecapital.com/book. Easy to remember. And it's about creating wealth using real estate, not all real estate, like not land, not houses, but multifamily, primarily income-producing properties.
So the American Dream is a show that's heavily predicated upon real estate. We travel the entire country, find the best realtors in now 22 cities. Let's talk about that market. So are you bullish on real estate? How do you feel about it?
Well, they say they're not producing any more of it, but when they say that, you know, they start going vertical. So that is a production of more real estate. The real estate I like is a particular asset class, okay, called multifamily or apartments.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people love their home and they think there's money to be made in their home. But let me just suggest to you that if you can make money in a single family home, if you think that's a good investment, imagine if there were 30 homes in one address and you were paid every month, as opposed to having to make a payment every month.
Yeah,
so
I think a great place to start for anybody is don't be a renter. Buying a piece of land or your home, building equity, paying down principal, getting tax advantages, raising your family, building community and memories, all that stuff. That's what a home is. When we talk about real estate, I think more on the investment side. So you think that there's good opportunities in these multi-unit properties?
We're becoming a renter nation. So I would tell people, I would just accelerate your thinking there. Don't be a renter. And I would say, no, accelerate to one more level and say, be the landlord. Be a landlord. For instance, I rent where I live, where my family lives, I rent. And I own everything that I can rent to others. So I'm trying to, the goal is to create wealth with real estate. And that means I would be paid to own it, not paid to live there.
For those who would be looking into doing this for the first time, what are the first steps you take? Because obviously when you're biting off a duplex, a fourplex, or you're talking about 20, 30, 40 units, where do you get started for someone who's new to it?
I lay it out in my book, Craig, exactly what property people should be looking for. I would warn people about the duplex and the fourplex and the eightplex. Those are the first properties that went back in 2008, 2009. There's a certain number of properties and a calculation that produce enough cash flow so that you're not the landlord prisoner. You know what I mean? Where you're taking every phone call, you're answering every toilet backup, every termite issue. That's the reason people don't do real estate, because they don't want to deal with tenants. Sure. So I've come up with a formula where you can actually create wealth, get income, pay down the debt like you talked about, and sit and wait for the appreciation that's going to come over time. San Diego, by the way, is one of the most fantastic rental markets in the country.
That was my next question. What areas do you like for these multi-units?
Anywhere where the rent delivered to the marketplace is cheaper than owning a home, and where you can offer affordable, I'm talking $1,500 to $2,300 a month rents or lower, and where you don't probably have rent control. I'd be very careful in the California market of rent control, but I would look in high barrier markets, meaning it's difficult to build there and or very expensive to build. I love Texas. I love Florida. San Diego is just a lockout market. Rents will continue to go higher there, even though the tenants don't like that. It'll be great for landlords long term.
Well, you tried to squeeze an entire book in just a matter of a few minutes, so let's do this, Grant. Anybody who wants to get the free copy of your book, that's a really generous offer. Let's have them reach out to your website, get a free copy of the book, read about it, learn. Grant, thank you so much for coming on The American Dream and sharing some knowledge on investing in real estate. Really appreciate it.
Always good to be with you.
All right, man. That guy is living the American dream, a true success story. Awesome guy. Really, if you want to reach out, hit up his website. You get that book for free. Kind of a cool thing he just gave out there. More of the show coming up next. Well, as you know, the American Dream is a national program where we focus on business, the entrepreneurial spirit, overcoming adversity, finance, the market, all things that are relevant to empowering your American dream. But a big topic of conversation on this show is housing. So what we do is we integrate local, top-producing, award-winning realtors to cover a wide range of topics on that subject, different micro markets, different niche subject matter. Housing is such a big topic, so we're going to bring you a lot of information right now from some of the best in your market. Let's check out these interviews.
Welcome back to The American Dream. Well, my next guest is the #1 agent in St. Charles. I want to welcome back onto The American Dream Susan Brewer. She is with Susan Brewer Service First Real Estate. Susan, great to see you again.
Thank you. Great to see you.
So, Susan, I know that oftentimes you hear agents say that staging is an important part of really listing a home because you want it to look its best. Are you on that page? Do you agree that your clients should possibly stage their home?
I do agree. There are many homes that are beautifully decorated, and a home stager brings a whole different touch to those homes. They really put the focus on the house. They use furniture and decor items more as accessories, where a designer may really be personalizing the house to the people. A home stager is trying to redirect the emphasis of that house to be on the home and the potential of the home.
Is there an average cost for staging a home?
An average cost on a minor stage, which might be light furniture in some of the focus areas, will run about $1,500 to $1,800. An average home to really have the accessories, the right furniture, is going to cost around $5,500 for a standard sized home.
Susan, is there ever a situation where you wouldn't recommend staging to a client?
Absolutely. If a house is in a very, very hot price point, the house is in fabulous condition, even if it's vacant, it's been freshly painted, new carpet, updated appliances, whereas bringing in furniture may detract from all of the items that the people just put in the home, I think they can get away without doing staging if it truly is in one of those hot price points.
What should sellers look for when they are looking for a staging company? Are there any do's and don'ts?
Great question, because we don't always think about how the transaction's going to go. Are they using professional movers to move that furniture in and out of your home? Do they have insurance? Who is responsible for breakage or damage of the items while the home is being shown? Do they allow people to still live in the house when they have staged furniture or accessories in the house? Those are all questions that need to be addressed. Other things is, how is payment? Is payment by month? Is it by the term until the home is sold? How is payment going to be collected? Is that something they can pay for at closing, or is that due up front? So lots of questions that really, really need more research before someone commits to using a home stager or home staging company.
Sure. Well, great information today on that front, Susan. I do, though, want to give you an opportunity to talk about a beautiful listing that you have before I let you go. It's 4380 Austin Pass Street.
Austin Pass Drive. It is a beautiful customized floor plan. It is a ranch. The ranch is a divided floor plan, a Jack and Jill bath for the secondary bedrooms, beautiful luxury master suite, but it also has a bonus upstairs. So a ranch with a bonus suite upstairs that can be used for a bedroom suite, home office, also has finish in the lower level. The lower level has a media room, bar area, rec room area, a full bath, bedroom, so it truly is a 5-bedroom home. It's listed right at $679,900 in a very, very nice community that is filled with cul-de-sacs, mature trees, just gorgeous houses. So perfect house for those folks that are trying to get in before school starts.
Absolutely. It sounds like it. And of course, your website is your name, SusanBrewer.com. Susan, thank you so much for being on the show today. Good luck with your listing.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back with more of The American Dream.
Hey, Craig Sewing here, your host of The American Dream. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. I want to invite you to engage in the conversation outside of the show. How do you do that? Visit us online and on social media. We have so much activity happening there. Full interviews, resources, all kinds of cool stuff that you can engage with us and our conversation and help support the American Dream, where we're combating all that negative stuff you see in the media. But don't forget, I also want to be your #1 consumer advocate, so anything we can help you with, finance, real estate, mortgage, tax planning, estate planning, even credit scoring, we have the resources and the relationships that we can help you. Visit us online, engage in the conversation on social media, and don't forget, we want to empower your American Dream, so reach out if you ever need Thank you so much for tuning into the show, and thank you so much for following us on social media and engaging in the conversation. Cheers to your American dream.
Hi, this is Diane Denny. I'm here at Sherwood Forest, and we're going to talk today about landscaping and how that improves your sales price and adds curb appeal. We're going to talk to owner Dave Sherwood, and let's go see what Dave's doing. We are here at Sherwood Forest with owner Dave Sherwood.
Hi, Diane. It's great to see you. Diane used to work here 36 years ago, and she learned all the things there is to know about landscaping and adding curb appeal to the house you're trying to sell.
We're going to talk about landscaping and how it improves your sales price and curb appeal.
People always ask me about what can I do to sell my house. It's a good idea to know what time of year you're going to put it for sale. That way you can put flowers that are going to be flowering in the season. Or if it's a wintertime project, you can put a nice container plant in the front of your house, an evergreen or some sort of a sense to make it look pretty. There's fall, spring, summer. We can give you flowers for all the year to give the house a great curb appeal. Need to get out there also and make sure your shrubs are clean and trimmed and don't have a lot of ornaments and things in your yard. Have a nice spade edge or a trimmer edge on your sidewalk, your driveway. Maybe even put a sealer coat on your driveway. Make everything look clean and nice and easy. People don't want to be overwhelmed when they move into a home. They want to have a nice, simple landscape that they can actually feel that they can take care of themselves. It's sometimes less is more when it comes to landscaping. Homeowner wants to be able to come and buy a new home. They want it to look fresh and neat, just like a fresh coat of paint. You can put a nice layer of dyed mulch or something on the landscape.
Yeah, the darker mulch is better for
not spend a lot of money at all.
Okay, Dave, let's talk a little bit about container gardening.
Well, as you well know, when you used to do the plants at the various locations, you can have interior plants, tropicals for inside the home, or you can have a nice container outside your porch. It's perfect to have a nice flowering plant in the middle of the spring or summertime that's blooming. In the fall, you can use kale, pansies, and mums. And over the winter time, you can have a nice Alberta spruce or something that will add a nice evergreen accent to an inexpensive pot just to make that household front door very welcoming when you walk in.
Okay, Dave, well, thanks so much for being on the show and all the tips that you gave us.
It's my pleasure, and they call me the tree guy. I'm on the Inside Out Show on 550 KTRS, and we talk all the time about interior and exterior renovation of the households. And we'll be talking about you, the Denny team.
We do. Been in the business over 30 years, and we can help you get your home ready or buy and sell.
Back to the studio.
Hey, Craig Sewing here, your host of The American Dream. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. I want to invite you to engage in the conversation outside of the show. How do you do that? Visit us online and on social media. We have so much activity happening there. Full interviews, resources, all kinds of cool stuff that you can engage with us and our conversation and help support the American dream, where we're combating all that negative stuff you see in the media. But don't forget, I also want to be your #1 consumer advocate, so anything we can help you with, finance, real estate, mortgage, tax planning, estate planning, even credit scoring, we have the resources and the relationships that we can help you. Visit us online, engage in the conversation on social media, and don't forget, we want to empower your American dream, so reach out if you ever need anything. Thank you so much for tuning into the show, and thank you so much for following us on social media and engaging in the conversation. Cheers to your American dream. You just heard from award-winning realtors about your marketplace. It's one thing to find your dream home. It's another thing to finance it. I've traveled the country to find the best mortgage experts in every city. You're going to hear from yours in a Mortgage Minute right now. Let's check it out.
And now for your Mortgage Minute, we have Hamid Hamrah. He is the Senior Regional VP of New American Funding. Hamid, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
So, Hamid, I know that right now you are recruiting top talent. Your company is booming. You are experiencing exponential growth. Tell me a little bit about what's been going on for your company, New American Funding.
Well, New American Funding as a company, actually I got the stat today, year over year has grown 10%, which is phenomenal considering the market conditions out there, especially with the housing inventory shortage and all the other things that are going on with rates going up. So as a company, we're very excited. As a region, our region has just grown to a whole new level. We're consistently now doing that 50 to 55 million a month, which is numbers we've never seen before. And we actually have a shot at 60 million this month in funded loans.
Wow, that's incredible. So how are you doing it? Everybody wants to know.
Honestly, a lot of it is just recruiting good talent. And that talent really comes by two things. A, I personally promote this company through social media platforms such as LinkedIn, Facebook. We're dabbling a little bit in Instagram. and just also the people that we've brought, asking them who they know, plus our referral sources such as our realtors, because we do such a good job of closing these loans on time and helping our realtors business grow that they're referring actually loan officers from other companies to us, which has been great.
That's fantastic. And you're also rolling out something called Social for You. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, Social for You is an internal program or internal thing that we've built, and we're going to be rolling it out to our realtors. But it's really teaching our referral partners on when to post, on how to post, and what to post. A lot of people that are on social media, as you know, will post pictures of their puppies or what they had for lunch, and they post it at sporadic times. And there's actually there's a science behind on how to post and how to get your visibility out there and understanding hashtags, which a lot of people still don't understand hashtags.
Sure, sure. Use it to your advantage. So tell me about some of the other areas that you cover.
So I cover 7 states, and I'm going to try to remember them off the top of my head, like in a good way. Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Minnesota, Iowa, Kansas, and did I forget one? How many was that, 6?
I wasn't counting on my fingers, Hamid, but don't worry, you're not in trouble. No one's going to be mad from the state that you forgot. But we can see that your reach is vast. Tell me a little bit about the secret to your success.
We have so many amazing people on the behind the scenes that make this place run the way it does, and then we have amazing managers and area managers. It's just a really good team environment. The best way for me to describe it, I feel like we're like the Golden State Warriors right now. We've got good team chemistry, and everyone is willing to do what it takes to win.
I love that. Well, and you already are winning because your name is going up on the building.
It is. I can't believe it. So many sleepless nights, but we finally got the approval to get our name, New American Funding, on this big, beautiful glass building. So I cannot wait to actually video the cranes coming in and the letters going up. And it's going to light up at night, which is going to even be more exciting for me.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations to you on that, Hamid. And again, the website is newamericanfunding.com. Thank you so much for being our mortgage, I'll say 4 minutes today.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back with more of The American Dream.
That's all for today's episode of The American Dream. Please breathe oxygen into this message and help us combat negative media. How do you do that? Visit us online, visit our website, social media. We'd love to hear from you, and thank you for sharing our content. Cheers to Your American Dream, and we'll see you next week.